socialstudiesgames.us, Unit 7, Video 2, as always, based on the AP US History Guidelines. Your learning goal today, well, we've got the Wilson stuff under control. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Just let me go, boom, check. Today, inflation. We're doing inflation again. Yeah, well, it's important to know because it's a very important thing that happens in your life. Sometimes the things that we study in social studies, sometimes it's not important. Sometimes we're just doing facts that we need to remember for the AP History test. Other times, it's a real big deal that you are going to have to deal with in your lifetime. Inflation, you're going to have to deal with that. The Fed, it's still around today, folks. You need to know what it does and how it affects the economy. Again, the Federal Reserve was created by Woodrow Wilson. It's the banker's bank. You go to the bank to get money. Banks go to the Federal Reserve to get money. It is the U.S. government's bank. It's the first time since Andrew Jackson killed off the Second National Bank of America in the 1830s that we now have one central bank, although there are various different Federal Reserve banks across the country. If you pull out a dollar bill that you have in your pocket, you'll actually see what specific Federal Reserve bank printed your dollar bill and then loaned it to a bank. It manages the money in the economy. What do you manage the money? We've talked about this before. The supply of money that's actually out here floating around from store to store, from business to business. It's in your pocket, my pocket. The money that is circulating around in the economy, more of it can cause issues. Not enough of it can cause issues. It's the job of this specific bank and its branches to make sure that we have just the right amount of money in the economy. As we said before, if there's not very much money in the economy, just a little bit, the actual value of that dollar bill is really good. That money buys a lot of stuff because that is a rare commodity. It's rare. There's not a lot of money in the world. So it is worth a lot. If we print a bunch of money and we increase the supply of money, the actual value of that money is less. It buys less. It's not as important. And we're going to go over exactly how this happens because, again, a lot of times this melts brains. Like, how did a dollar is a dollar, Mr. Dietrich? What are you talking about? $5 is $5. Not so fast. And you know that $5 today does not buy what $5 used to buy when you were a kid. When you went to the store, you had $5. Oh man, I got $5. And today you're like, well, I just got $5. You know that feeling. You absolutely know. Yes, it still says $5 on your dollar bill or your $5 bill. And Abraham Lincoln is still on there cheesing. Hey, but you know that the $5 that you take to the store, it doesn't buy what it used to because we have printed more money and the value of that money has gone down. That is called inflation. But it's not debilitating. It has not ruined your world because we have managed inflation. A little bit of inflation is not so bad. As long as the Federal Reserve doesn't go crazy with the printing of money that your $5, maybe you can't get as much, you can't get as many bags of Takis as you used to, but you can still get a bag of Takis. So it's not killing you. You can still get the Takis. You can still get the Faygo. You're still doing all right. You just can't get the Takis, the Faygo, and the bubble tape. Real quick, economics lesson that's very important. As always, big concept that you need to know in your life. It determines what you buy. It determines what you can sell. You want to be a consumer. You want to be a producer. You have to follow these laws and these rules if you want to be successful and if you want to make good purchases. And this will help set the background for what we're going to talk about. Not so much demand, but we might as well talk about it. When demand is high, price is high. For example, if there's something that everybody wants, the price is high because the guy that's selling it realizes, everybody wants this. Now I could give it to him for a real low price, or maybe I will charge as much as I possibly can so I can get rich. That's how that works. If the demand or people really want something, then the producer or the person selling that realizes it and raises prices. If he didn't, he wouldn't make any money and he would eventually go out of business. If demand is low and no one wants that, no one wants expired cheese, moldy cheese, expired milk. With a perfect example, there is a store right down the street that sells cookies and sweets and candy bars that are either expired or have fallen off the back of the truck and the goods are damaged, the packaging's all messed up, and sometimes half of the candy bar is mushed. Nobody wants that. I don't want a mushed candy bar. I don't want a candy bar that may or may not have mold. I don't know until I open it up. That's a risk I don't want to take. The demand for those candy bars is very low. Thus, if you go to that store and buy their damaged candy bars, or maybe their past due candy bars, or maybe their cracked up crackers, they're cracked up, smashed up crackers, you can get a lower price. I can go right now about a block away and I can get a boatload of Reese Cups, Easter Reese Cup eggs for almost nothing. I can get a box for about $1 because it's from Easter and right now it's June. No one wants to buy Easter candy right now because it's old. Whether it's moldy or not, it's just hard for people to sell. People say, oh, that's Easter. I don't want to buy that. Well, you go to this store, demand's low for that, price is low. How about Christmas candy? Get it even cheaper. Now, it may be bad candy and it may kill you, but you know what? You got a good deal though. Supply is the one that we really want to focus on for this lesson. The supply. When supply is low or something is rare, its price goes up. Gold, certain metals, specific types of shoes. It doesn't even have to be a specific thing. It could be a talent. We talked about in another video, LeBron James. His talent is rare. And so if you want him on your basketball team, you got to spend a lot of money. Anything where the supply of that is rare, it's very unique, the price is very high. Paintings from hundreds, 200s, 300, 400, 500 years ago, where there's only one in the world, painted by a guy who's been dead for 500 years. Wow, that's one of a kind, and that usually sends the price through the roof. The opposite is supply. If supply of something is going high, meaning it is not rare, it is in abundance, there is many of them, then it will do the opposite, and that means the price of that product will drop because it's not rare. It's not hard to get. It's not perceived as valuable. This is what we want to focus on. Supply. When something is rare or low, the price goes up. It becomes hard to get. So whoever owns it, if I am in possession of the last Snicker bar on earth, or the last Twinkie on earth, the last one, if you want it, you've got to buy it and you got to pay my price. And I realize I'm the only one that gets it. So I will sell it to the highest bidder, $100, $200, $300. You tell me. See how the price goes up? Because I have the last Twinkie. Now, today, if I walk out in the street and say, who wants a Twinkie? They'll say, well, I can go to the store and get Twinkies. I can go to the gas station to get Twinkies. I can go to Family Dollar and get Twinkies. I can actually go to my next door neighbor. He's got a cupboard full of Twinkies. The supply of Twinkies are very high. So if I try to sell it for $300, no. $200, no. $5, shut up. Well, don't tell people to shut up. That's rude. A buck? How about 50 cents? All right, 50 cents, that sounds about the right price because you know the supply is high. You can get them anywhere you want. The only way I can sell it is if I lower the price. Supply is what we want to focus on. Supply not only focuses on products, it not only affects services and talents and goods, it also affects money. The actual dollar bills, their value changes. All right, let's go over some examples. Some may work for you, some may not. If you don't get one, that's fine. There's going to be more examples. Hopefully at one point, one of these will resonate with you. Let's imagine a world, and we kind of just did this, an economy where there's only one piece of candy corn. I made this during Halloween, I believe, one year, and candy corn is the Halloween treat. It's an easy example. Anyway, candy corn is $1 in this economy because there's only $1 in the economy, and there's one piece of candy. So there it is. You want to trade? You want to make an exchange? It's $1 for one piece of candy. So now let's mess around. Let's change the supply. All right, remember when we change supply, value changes. We change the supply of candy, and we increase it. So if we go up with the arrow, we go supply up. What do you think is going to happen? You guessing? What's going to happen to the price of candy? So we increase it 5. Now, so we increase the candy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we did not increase the supply of money. That is static. That is the same. And so now, if we are trading, $1 buys 5 pieces of candy. Now I'm saying like, well, no, that's not really. Just stay with me, okay? Stay with me. So before, you could get one piece of candy for $1. We increase the supply. Remember, when supply of something goes up, its price goes down. And so now one piece of candy is technically only worth 20 cents. As we said, 5 pieces of candy matched to that $1 for the trade is 20 cents. You're like, I don't think that's really the way it works. You kind of trade the supply, but there's no guarantee that you're going to spend that type of money for the candy. Okay, you're not with me. That's fine. I'm trying to show you supply going up and price going down. Let's give you another example again. So I say the supply of candy goes up, so then the price must go down, the value of it. And that's what this slide says here. The supply went up, right? And so the price went down. Now, one piece of candy is valued at 20 cents, as opposed when it was rare, it was the only piece of candy in the world, it was $1. Now, if we're buying candy, you know that, well, that's not the only piece of candy in the world. Before, it was the only piece of candy in the world, so I'll give you $1 for it, my only dollar. Now I know it's not the only one. There's a candy here. There's another piece of candy at this guy. This guy's got a piece of candy. This guy's got a piece of candy. There is a debate. There is a competition over the candy. It's not as rare. It's not so unique. The price of it goes down. Maybe I'll go buy from him. Maybe I'll go buy from him. Let's see what the price is. You want $1 still? How much is he selling for? How much is he selling for? Let's give you another example. Again, supply of candy goes up, value goes down. Xbox, not 360, Xbox One, released in 2013 at a retail price of $499. Actually, it might have been more than that. So that was the suggested retail price when it was released, if you could get one. Remember, when these video game machines come out, they're hard to find. You got to go from store to store like, oh, you calling up, does Walmart got one? No, they don't have one. What about Target? Hey, I heard that there's a Walmart 3 cities over. It's hard to get them. And so when they first come out, technically they were $499, but really, a lot of times because the supply, when they very first released an Xbox One or PS4 is so rare that a lot of times you can't even get them at the store. But some dude buys one and knows. That dude knows. Maybe you're one of these guys. You knew to go get an Xbox One before they sold out, and you got one. And everybody around town's like, I want an Xbox One. So remember, the supply is low, and you are very smart. You're very crafty, and you realize everybody's going to need one of these things, and the supply is low. And so I bought it for $499. I can turn around and sell it for, I don't know, you could probably sell it for $700 on eBay because the supply is low. So the price goes up. It's actually, you can get a higher price than this. By 2016, they had made 19 million Xbox Ones. So the supply of these Xboxes have gone up. What do you think is going to happen to the price? Of course, you know what's going to happen. It went down to $250. These are actual prices. These are the actual numbers. 2013, 2016, the supply went up, the price went down. Again, we haven't quite started talking about inflation yet. We're just going over the rules and laws of supply and demand. Supply goes up, price goes down. The same thing that affects these tangible, physical products, these same laws will affect money. It is hard for us to understand and grasp. We get that the price tag on this changes. We understand that the price of products goes up and down, but it's hard for us sometimes to comprehend that the actual kind of price on a dollar bill, although the number doesn't change on the piece of paper, it buys more or it buys less. Supply goes up, price goes down. Now there's also other things that are happening here. So the supply of Xbox Ones went up. The value, the price went down. Let's go back to our candy explanation. Steve's Candy Shop. Steve's got one. I know in the picture he's got a bunch of candy, but let's imagine he's got one piece of candy for sale. Doesn't matter. This is the one that everybody wants. Everybody loves candy corn. So Selena, Bruce, and Miranda walk into Steve's Candy Shop. Selena's got $1. Bruce has got $3. Miranda's got $2. This is how a market works. This is how, theoretically, a market will work. Steve says, all right, I got a piece of candy. Who wants to buy it? Selena says, me do. Bruce says, me do. And Miranda says, me do. Or I do would probably be the right way to say it. And he says, all right, well, what do you want to give me? Selena's got $1. Bruce got $3. Miranda's got $2. Well, guess who gets that piece of candy? It's going to be Bruce. He's the highest bidder. And so then we've now established that the price of that candy is $3. It's not made up by the government. It's not determined by Steve. The law of supply and demand has determined this price of candy. There it is. The bidding takes place. We've got a piece of candy. Now, a lot of times you're like, man, I just wish we had more money. If I just had more money, why can't we all have more money so I could go buy things? So let's do that. Let's change the supply of money. Let's increase it. See what happens. Everybody should be able to buy candy, okay? So let's just government give people more money so that everyone, because Selena didn't get any candy, Miranda didn't get any candy. We'll just give them more money. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. The government can do this. They're not gonna do this, but they can do this. Let's just print more money. All right, Selena, you got $4. Bruce, you got $6. Miranda, you got $5. Some of you are probably already realizing, well, this is disappointing because I don't think Selena and Miranda are going to get the candy after all. So we go back to Steve's candy shop. Steve's like, well, all right, what do you guys got? Selena 4, Bruce 6, Miranda 5. Oh, too bad. Bruce still gets the candy. Well, that didn't help. It's worse than you think. This is unfair. Well, don't use the fair word. It's not cool for Selena, and it's not the best situation for Miranda, and Bruce gets the candy again, but it's not that great for Bruce either, because yesterday, before the government decided to print more money, he could buy a piece of candy for $3. Now, that same exact piece of candy that has not changed now costs him $6. Think about it. You go to work and you work for an hour. Imagine that he earns $3 an hour. Bruce earns $3 an hour. It's a terrible job, but Bruce earns $3 an hour. Yesterday, he only had to go to work for 1 hour to buy a piece of candy. Now, he has to go to work for an additional hour just to have enough money to go buy candy. That's not good. We've increased the supply of money, not messed with the candy. We increased the supply of money. Yesterday, I could get it for $3. Now it costs me $6. Or basically, what I used to be able to do is with $3, now that only buys me half a piece of candy. What? This is not good. Having more money, this is not good. Well, having more money is good if we have not increased the supply of money. Having more money because they've increased the supply of money, clearly it does not work. We are showing you just by printing more money, this, folks, is going to be called inflation, or the devaluation of money. Because we have increased the supply of money, we have taken its price or its value or its buying power, purchasing power, however you want to say that. We've talked about in videos before, it's gone down. So just because you've got more of those greenbacks in your hand, they're not buying you anything. They're not buying you more. They're buying the same thing. It's not good. Supply of money goes up, its value goes down. This is all going to come back to the Federal Reserve. Remember, the Federal Reserve is supposed to be in charge of controlling the money. We don't want too many dollar bills out there floating around, and we don't want too few dollar bills floating around. Perfect examples, 2012, you want to go buy a can of Coca-Cola, 75 cents. Well, 2000, you could have bought that for 50 cents. Same exact can of Coca-Cola, same amount of sugar, syrup, everything is the same, just as ice cold and sweet, but it costs you more because money, the supply of money went up and the price of that money has gone down. The same amount of Coca-Colas, it's just that your dollar bill buys less. Soda in a 20-ouncer or pop if you're from the Midwest. It's up to, so $1.40 today. Used to get that for 99 cents. Why has it changed? Because of inflation. You have seen this with many products in your lifetime. You understand that when you have the supply of Xbox goes up and down, and you understand that price affects. It's tough for you with money, but you have experienced it. You have realized maybe it's hard for you to rewind the clock to go back to your little days, the first time you had your own money and you went into the store and bought something. And remember what it bought. And now you go into the store and you're like, oh man, do I have enough money? Why am I all of a sudden worried if I have enough money? It used to be easy to buy this stuff. I used to always be able to buy the chicken sandwich. Now I have to get the hamburger that I can't even get cheese on it. I can't even get cheese. I'm basically begging for some ketchup. What are we doing? I used to get a chicken sandwich and fries. Now I walk into this place and I'm lucky to come out with a hamburger. That's inflation. Your dollar has lost its value. Its purchasing power or its price or its value has gone down because the supply has gone up. Now, at least you're getting a hamburger. It's not the worst inflation in the world. When inflation gets really bad, you get nothing. Nothing. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll take a half of a bun and wad it up and throw it in your face. That's a little severe, Mr. Dietrich. Inflation. All right, some more inflation examples. Supply goes up. What if, let's just reverse it. What if we decrease the supply of Xboxes? What happens? We decrease the supply of Xboxes, just get an idea. if we decrease the supply of Xboxes, the price of Xboxes will go up. But I also want to increase the supply of money. Huh? What? So look at this. We're gonna really double down, and you can